gave you that you were allowed to give out after he passed. And then I want to get into the specifics of, you're saying 2 to 3 weeks they told you when the euro goes down. I want to talk about when it's going down. I want to talk about what they mean by you got 2 to 3 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks till total collapse, bank shutdown. I mean, let's get specifics on this long segment coming up. Plenty of time, Lindsey. And then, did you record these guys? Do you have their authorization? Or did they tell you, go out and find this press release? That's where it's been admitted in plain view. I know that's one of their favorite little tricks. It's like one of their rules. This is all breaking. I just knew that Mr. Fromm was about to die of cancer, and then we called, and he has died. They have had the funeral. So Lindsey's giving it all to us right now. Very powerful. Hello, friends. This is Alex Jones. You've heard me talk about Cal-Ben 5-star soaps for years. This is an American-made product of the highest quality and compares to nothing you will find in stores. You can buy factory direct, shipped via UPS right to your door. Check them out on the web at 5starsoap.com or call 800-340-7091. Take my word for it. Once you've used Pure Soap, you won't buy anything else. Since 1947, Cal-Ben Soap Company has been showing consumers that soap can be tough on dirt and gentle on the environment. Buy American and stay clean, as well as support InfoWars. Visit 5starsoap.com today or call 1-800-340-7091. Well, Marty, what do you have to say?
As founder and owner for over 63 years, satisfaction is guaranteed or double your dirt back. Call us at 1-800-340-7091 for a free catalog or visit our website, 5starsoap.com. Thank you.
This is Alex Jones with 5 good reasons you should consider buying a solar power generator. Number 1, new climate legislation could easily double or triple your electric bill. Number 2, our new energy czar wants to control how much power your electric company allows you to have. It's true. Total government control of electricity in the name of smart grid technology is coming. Number 3, in some areas of the country, the power grid is dangerously overloaded. And now, new socialist legislation is only compounding the problem. Number 4, dangerous weather is always a threat to local grids. Every year, thousands of families lose their power from weather-related outages. Number 5, a solar power generator provides powerful backup insurance and peace of mind. Folks, I really believe in the solar power generators offered by Solutions from Science, one of my oldest sponsors. You can get more information at www.mysolarbackup.com. That's mysolarbackup.com. Remember, the government doesn't own the sun, so go to mysolarbackup.com or call 1-877-327-0365. Diamond Gusset is proud to announce the anthem of the Patriot Movement. They're offering a free CD, T-shirt, and bumper sticker with a qualifying purchase. Diamond Gusset offers great products at great prices while keeping Americans working.
I'm looking for a factory where a man can feed his family. Not worried about them moving it south, closing the doors and shutting her down tomorrow. I'm looking for America.
We're American and be proud. Go to gusset.com/America.
The land of the free and the home of the brave. Seems like I just woke up one day and it was gone, long gone. But I know in my heart it's still
again, go to gusset.com/America today.
The Genesis Communications Radio Network proudly presents The Alex Jones Show, because there's a war on for your mind.
Lindsey Williams, the biggest data dump we've ever gotten from him, and just thank God for him. Pastor Williams, again, 20-plus years ago, wrote a book, The Energy Non-Crisis, laying out how there were more oil reserves that had been discovered in Alaska, much of it sweet crude, than in all of Saudi Arabia, but we're not allowed to have it. They could have dozens of pipelines coming down. Our gas would be incredibly cheap, but it's a rigged system. And that has now all come out mainstream news, making, really his original stuff passé. But people couldn't believe it 25 years ago. Now, Mr. Fromm, I knew that Dr. Monteith loves to dig around, and he figured out who he was, called him. He figured out who the other guy was. I'd figured it out. It was all hidden in plain view. And so I knew Williams was telling the truth, and people hear it and they're like, this can't be true that, that the elite are actually talking to each other and know what's coming, know what's going to happen. Folks, I don't know any billionaires. I've met a few. And a billionaire I ran into through another person I know. And then afterwards, after I'd met with her, I looked her up online and found that I was just blown away. This is one of the richest women in the United States. She doesn't live here now. And she said, this was about 3 years ago, 3.5 years ago. And she said in 3 years, so I guess she's a little behind on the time, there won't be a United States. And I said, what does that mean? She just said, I'm getting out of here. And she said, you'll see. Then I'm out in the hill country at an event with some people that my kids are friends with. And there's John Wayne's, one of his kids living out there. And they're like, and I went and looked him up later, and it is one of John Wayne's kids. I'm leaving the country, because of all these new rules. I mean, they all know, folks. They all know what's going on. Every time I run into some elitist or wealthy person, they're like either laughing at everybody or like abandon ship because they have, well, let's go to Lindsey Williams. Lindsey, in the interest of time, because, we're running out here and there's so much to tell. Let's go through it piece by piece. Your other Mr. X, not Ken Frum, but the other Mr. X, who was even more high level than him, he told you specifically what about the euro collapse? Did he give you time frames? And then you got cut off by the break. You said you'll only have 2 or 3 weeks to get out. What does that mean? Quantify that question.
Okay. Again, let me say that only by the providence of God could I have never known any of these things. Don't give Lindsey Williams credit for this. All right. He said to me the other day, he said, Lindsey, I want to show you how to listen to some buzzwords. And I'm going to give them to you right now. Alex wants me to give them quick. I'll try my best to do it. I want to train you. I want to teach you right now how to listen to the buzzwords of the elite. He gave me a few of them. And he said, you listen to these and then figure it out for yourself. Here's one right here. You probably saw it in the national media. He told me to listen to it. The International Monetary Fund. It was only a few days ago that they said, now pick out the buzzwords, and then I'll give them to you and explain them. He said, 15 major developing country governments, including the U.S., Japan, and the U.K., Spain, and Greece, must raise $10.2 trillion. And that's correct. You did not hear me say million or billion. Said they must raise $10.2 trillion to repay nothing but the interest only, on the indebtedness of these countries. And then he said to me, can they do that? And I said, no. I said, it's a total impossibility. He said, now, listen to the rest of this. He said, this $10.2 trillion that they must raise in order to pay the interest just on the debt alone is 27% of their combined annual economic output. He said, Chaplain, you cannot repay that. He said, all right. Now, he's training me to listen. And I did this years ago. I trained myself to listen to their buzzwords, but he's kind of helping me understand their very latest buzzwords, and I'm trying to help you understand them. Okay, now he said, if this can't be done, then what are they going to do about that debt? I said, they can't pay it. He said, that's right. He said, then what happens to the currency of the United States and Japan and the UK and Spain and Greece? I said, it's got to collapse. He said, now you're getting the message. He said, we told you all the time what was going to happen, but he said the average American hasn't got sense enough to understand what we're trying to say. Let me give you some more buzzwords. Take the COMEX Silver Exchange. He said, listen to what they told you last week. Are you ready? Now, you know what the COMEX Silver Exchange is. They're the ones that hold the silver in their vaults for the richest people on the face of the earth, the people in China and Japan and Russia and the wealthy people of the world. And then they give them a piece of paper saying, we are holding this silver for you. Now, he said the COMEX Silver Exchange announced just the other day that they have 107 million ounces of silver on hand. Now, you folks, you're listening. They've got 107 million ounces of silver on hand, but they have contractual obligations in the amount of 720 million ounces of silver that they've given out pieces of paper saying, we have this on hand and we can deliver it to you upon your request. Now, he said, Chaplain, whenever that people start to ask for delivery of that physical silver, he said, what is going to happen to the price of silver? He said, Mr. Fromm told you back about a year or two ago that the only thing you could spare your assets in is silver and gold. Now, folks, I don't sell silver and gold. You listen to Alex Jones. He'll tell you where to go and buy that. I'm just trying to tell you that they told me 2 years ago, Chaplain, there's only one way you're going to spare your assets, and that's silver and gold. Well, the price has gone so high, most people can't buy it. But I warned you back when you could get it for $600 and $700 an ounce that you ought to buy it immediately.
Well, let me go back, Lindsey. Let me go back. I mean, people say to me, well, why are you promoting silver and gold? And I've had national media ask me that, and I look at them like they're crazy, and I say, I was promoting gold when it was $300 an ounce. I was promoting silver when it was $5 an ounce because I knew they were devaluing the currency and it would come to a head and that they got rid of Glass-Steagall. I mean, it'd be kind of like if I moved to a resort town in Colorado and set up a canoe shop by a river. Well, why did you set up a canoe shop? Because there's tourists around here. I mean, it's like the George Soros media, they make it like bad to promote silver and gold when it's like common sense. I mean, it's just crazy that I believe in silver and gold. I've got guns. I've got storable food. I've got water filters. I'm trying to move right now to the countryside. I'll just be honest with folks. It's better than just leaving the country. People I know that are smart have moved out of Austin, far out in the country. And people that are smart are getting ready. Because let me tell you, when they tell you the economy's going to turn around, it's a lie, ladies and gentlemen. They've designed this. They're just stalling you long enough so they can make sure they're all prepared and got their grid in place. I'm sorry, Lindsey. It's just my job's easy.
Alex, I am so glad to hear you say what you just said. I want to congratulate you. You know where Mr. Schwartzman, you know who Schwartzman is? He's the head of the Blackstone Group.
Yes.
I keep up with these elites, and I have made a survey as to where the elite live. Where did Mr. Fromm live? He lived in the middle of nowhere. He lived way out in a little podunk place called Salton, Alaska before he died. He moved to the middle of nowhere. Where does this other Mr. X in my book, Energy Non-Crisis, live? He lives back further than what Mr. Fromm lived. Now, what is Schwartzman of the Blackstone Group, which is he is probably the biggest financier of financial instruments in the United States of America, and he said last week, he said, I'm leaving the country. Now, I'm not leaving the country. Alex, you're not leaving the country.
Wait, that's a bombshell. He told you he's leaving the country himself.
Well, yeah, but you and I are not leaving the country. We're staying here. We're going to fight this thing out and see it through, and I want to continue to be able to be here to get information from these people and to give it out to you on the Alex Jones Show and every place I could possibly give it in order to help spare you. Listen,
I don't know how long we're going to be here. The stuff going on behind the scenes is just not...
Well, I'm glad you're moving out, though, Alex, moving out to the country, moving out in the wide open spaces. I did the same thing. I live in the middle of nowhere, and you've got to make preparations right now. Okay, let me go back to their buzzwords again, because this fits right in with the European Union, and I'm not playing games. I just want to teach you how to listen to the buzzwords of the elite so you can do this for yourself, because I only have the privilege of being on Alex Jones' show maybe every once in a while.